We are living in unprecedented times owing to COVID, and between the layoffs and the news of economic slowdown, there is looming uncertainty in the minds of those who graduate in 2020. The All India Survey of Higher Education by MHRD predicts that there are 3.66 crore graduates passing out this year. Hence, felt it would be great to talk to an expert to understand the scenario and help these young professionals of the future get a breakthrough in their careers. So I'm happy to have with me Snehal Sarkar, who will be bringing on to the show to have a discussion about this. Hi, Snehal. Welcome to the show.
Hi, Sheetal. It's always great chatting up with you.
Likewise. So just a quick introduction about Snehal. So Snehal is a certified master life coach from the American Institute of NLP and is a corporate trainer. She has over 15 years of experience having worked with the hospitality industry and in training with global brands across India and Canada. She's currently the founder of Mind Mantras, which she has been running for the last 8 years, as part of which she has helped transform the lives of around 10,000 professionals and students. She's a career crafting expert and helps professionals identify and create a job search strategy and thus carve out a successful corporate career for themselves. Besides that, just a quick bit, she is also a guest faculty with Pune University and with different engineering colleges like MIT and AIT. So, Snehal, so what do you think? Is it a good time to be passing out of college or to be graduating from one?
Well, I know this is one question which is going to be on top of every young professional currently.
Indeed,
And
yeah.
to answer that, all I can say is it's a great time to be passing out of college. And the reason I say that is because it's going to need a slight shift from the traditional approach we've been taking towards shaping our careers. So campus placements, face-to-face interviews, job postings, etc., have been off the charts for a while now,
Mm-hmm.
past few months. But what it's going to need is a lot of support to the students from the parents, the immediate family, the relatives, friend circle. Society in
Understood.
general is going to need a mindset change where we don't box our careers into degrees, designations, and pay packages. And instead of just looking for work, we start creating work for ourselves based on the kind of knowledge, talent, and skills that we have developed over the years. So
Mm-hmm.
a lot of positive stories floating around during Corona. I mean, I speak to students regularly. So there was this engineering student, I believe, who was sent back to his village from the city
Okay.
during Corona,
Mm-hmm.
and his father runs a bakery.
Mm-hmm.
So he actually a normal small bakery in the village, which this
Got it.
boy using his engineering skills and the exposure he had got in the city the
Mm-hmm.
last few years, actually upgraded it, like improved the equipment, rebranded the whole place,
Got it.
packaging,
Yeah. Mm.
introduced a lot of new products and all. I even saw our own driver's son, for example. He was being considered like a college dropout, lazy
Mm-hmm.
boy. But these last 3 months, it was like a entrepreneurial spirit awakening
The
in him.
streak came out in him, is it?
Yeah, he started getting up at 5 o'clock in the morning. He set up a milk delivery route for all the
Mm-hmm.
residents of this
Mm-hmm.
society, like door-to-door delivery. Then
Got
he
that.
went to the initiative to partner with all the local farmers in our area. We are like on the outskirts of Pune, and started delivering their produce, fresh vegetables and fruits to
Wow.
the residents
Uh-huh.
in their homes. And this boy has been earning 25 to 30,000 a month the last 2 3 months.
Fantastic. I think in
So
so many ways, COVID is actually helping us get out of our comfort zone and think out of the box as well, right?
So yes, Shrital, I mean, it's time to break free from those shackles of blue collar jobs, white collar jobs, and roll up your sleeves, get your hands dirty, start doing things, is all I can say. So if you're blessed with a
Hmm.
family which can provide you the financial support,
Hmm.
give you the necessary resources as well, then it's a good time to be, even if you're graduating out of college, to take a step back and actually
Hmm.
decide what you want to do ahead in your careers. What do you really enjoy doing?
Brilliant. I'm sure you get a lot of these questions from your students as well. So, yes, entrepreneurship is definitely an option, but there could be a lot of people who would want to pick up jobs or who would want to get into the job market. So, from your perspective, what do you think? What industries or jobs will be in demand in the times to come?
Before I answer that question, I'm going to tell you a small story
Sure.
about Akio Morita. Like, he was the founder of Sony,
Mm-hmm.
and he used to actually tell this story to all his employees.
Mm-hmm.
So he said that there were two salesmen, shoe salesmen, guys who sell shoes,
Mm-hmm.
and they were sent into the jungle they were dropped off into the jungle to sell shoes to tribals living in
Got
the
that.
jungle.
Hmm.
And so the first one, after he got dropped off, within 15, 20 minutes, he called back that please have me picked up again
Hmm.
because I just saw that the tribals don't wear shoes. So what am I going to sell here? So he returned. But the other shoe salesman called them and said, hey guys, send me more, a backup team, send me more resources
Mm-hmm.
quickly. Because none of these tribals wear shoes. There's a lot of opportunity.
Wow. Awesome.
So,
Yeah.
jobs in the future also are going to be, life is going to come back to normal. Yes, it
Uh-huh.
will be a new normal with a few changes in the policies or the way we work,
Hmm.
a lot of safety precautions maybe.
Mm-hmm.
But I was also reading this FICCI report recently, and experts are actually talking about something new, a new trend that's going to start, which is called the gig economy.
Okay.
So
Uh-huh.
a lot of professionals, a lot of companies, because of wanting to save costs or etc., are probably going to be outsourcing or freelancing certain tasks which they can, or
Mm-hmm.
certain expertise to consultants or individual workers, uh, which will give you an opportunity as an individual if you have a certain expertise or
Mm-hmm.
skill. Maybe work not just for one organization but part time for multiple organizations in a
Organizations
single,
at the same time. Yeah.
or
Okay.
you may have multiple skills which you can lend through the day to different organizations. So I could maybe be a content writer by day and a
Mm-hmm.
business development expert by the evening for somebody else. So it's going to be very inventive probably also. At the same time,
Hmm.
because many jobs have become online or digitized,
Mm-hmm.
we're going to need like cyber security experts, for example, or machine learning, artificial intelligence specialists.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of education companies going online, so you may need the content writers, technical writers, digital marketing experts.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of online jobs, but at the same time, if you were to not just funnel it to work from home opportunities and have the risk taking ability to step
Yeah.
out,
Yep.
uh, many delivery and logistic companies, for example, are definitely going to be needing people.
Got
uh,
that. Yeah.
pharma and
Mm-hmm.
pharma and healthcare, of course,
Mm-hmm.
without saying healthcare is having great demand of people. Defense services also, in fact, is going to be a great lucrative career for graduates from all streams, in
Yeah.
fact.
True. Very true. Mm-hmm.
You could be a graduate from any stream or a high school pass out from
Mm-hmm.
any stream, and you could consider, because even the military police, in fact, is also recruiting women who are high school pass outs today. And you don't even know what a lucrative career it is
It
today.
can turn out to be. Yeah. That's
Jobs
true.
of the future are there are going to be umpteen opportunities. We are taking India global. We are talking about labeling the world with the Made in India tag, right?
Yeah.
And India is like the new human resource capital of the world. We are going to need talent specialists like you, Sheetal, who will be able to map these abundant youth that we have in country to
Can see
opportunities all over the
opportunities.
globe.
Yeah.
We're going to
That's right.
need trainers who can hone the skills of these young professionals to match international standards. So yes, even human
So I
resource
think
professionals.
it's such a joy to hear you say all of that, because the of late, whenever you hear people talking about job opportunities, I think the only sentiment which comes up is like so negative, because everyone's just hearing about job losses and people not finding new jobs in the market, organizations going on a hiring freeze. So yeah, it's definitely a joy to hear about or hear your perspective on this. Okay. Uh, okay, so but now, of course, there has been a lot of change in terms of in how organizations work. So what are some of the key traits or skills that you think that organizations now, when they hire in the given scenario, would be looking for in candidates?
It's a good question again. just the last semester, I used to be talking about this VUCA world with my students,
Mm-hmm.
and they would have to Google the word volatility, uncertainty, complexity, ambiguity, and so on. And we realized that last 3 months, we've actually been living in this VUCA world ourselves in a
Yeah, and
way.
a lot of us have been forced to, right? I think most of the organizations
And
were not even prepared for it.
true, I mean, I was
Yeah,
delivering a session in a classroom 3 months back, and then suddenly, within 2 days, I had to switch to a webinar format.
of course. Yeah.
So I think a key skill that they're going to be looking for is adaptability.
Okay. Uh-huh.
Your ability to kind of switch
Mm-hmm.
between resources, manage with what is available,
Mm-hmm.
and are you a quick learner to be able to learn all these new skills quickly?
Mm-hmm.
Another thing, a lot of work, because a lot of work is becoming from home, they are going to need people who are self-disciplined and
True.
have that eye for detail, because
Yeah.
they'll be required to actually manage their own work many times with minimum supervision, which
Correct.
is not typically possible at home.
Hmm.
Then they're also going to, obviously, it's going to need a lot of good technical skills as well, because you are adapting to new
New technologies and yeah, ways of
online
working as
processes
well.
and so on.
Very true.
An interesting thing I realized is transferable skills are also going to be quite looked at now,
Mm-hmm.
because we were actually speaking to a friend of ours. He had started a company last year,
Mm-hmm.
so, but obviously, I mean, Corona hit, and a startup during this time just wasn't working out for him.
Got that.
During these difficult times, in fact, he
Mm-hmm.
managed to get a great job. He was selected as the global technology head for a leading
Mm-hmm.
company recently. But of course, times are difficult, so the pay package offered was not as
Lucrative. Mm-hmm.
lucrative what he wanted or
Mm-hmm.
aspired for. So he actually pitched to them that the whole of last year, since he was in a startup phase, he had developed new skills apart from his technical, like sales and business development. So he actually
Okay.
offered that, what if I, using these new skills of mine, I'm able to add to the revenue of your organization, would
Mm-hmm.
you be able to compensate? And they actually took his offer, and
Oh, that's
he
lovely.
managed to,
Yeah.
so
Mm.
during these difficult times, which we call difficult times,
Yes.
he actually managed to get a better deal for himself. So definitely
That's
transferable
fantastic.
skills,
Yeah. Mm.
risk taking abilities as well. I mean, are you ready to go out there? Like,
Mm.
also they may, some of the comforts which they were able to provide you in office, if it's going to be a work from home
Mm.
situation, then would you be able to kind of provide it yourself at home? Do you have your own laptop, your good internet connectivity, a quiet place to work in,
Correct.
and so on? Can you assure, do you have your own vehicle, for example, if they need you to travel, because they
Mm.
wouldn't want to risk going in public transport right now, and so
Obviously.
on.
Yeah.
These
Mm.
small things can be big differentiators for you,
Vis-a-vis
uh,
the others. Yeah.
vis-a-vis the others.
True. Very true. So, do traditional channels of job hunt still hold true, or what's your perspective? What's the most effective ways or modes of hunting for a job in the new normal, so to say?
So I would love to say, considering we are at home, that it is online job search, but what I'm seeing, the trend in the last few days is that it's still what I like to call, the 25% of the job market is only visible, and
Yeah.
75% is hidden. So it's like the iceberg in the
Mm-hmm.
ocean. So what we see actually is only the tip, the 25%, which are the online job postings or
Mm-hmm.
the vacancies which get advertised, so to say.
Mm-hmm.
And and they are only 25% because there's a lot of competition when it comes to applying for these jobs. So your
Got
resume
that.
has to make it through a lot of process, and uh, to get to the desk of the recruiter, basically. And
Mm-hmm.
you yourself must be also seeing when an online job is posted, typically at least 100, 200 applications, sometimes 600,000,
Yes, absolutely. I think
10,000.
you're right. In so many ways, it's also about looking at very unconventional ways of, being out there, because you have a lot of clutter to cut through, right? Because as compared to how things were earlier, you have like as many more people who are applying for the same job. So most definitely, yes, online is definitely an option, as also would be, I think, a lot to do with, how well you're able to position yourself and stay visible within your relevant networks as well. Now, speaking of networks, I think a lot of people, online jobs are relatively a lot more easier to come by. You know, you see them posted, but definitely in terms of the effectiveness of conversion, passive job hunt always has given people a lot more effective results, so to
Definitely,
say.
like when I say 75% is hidden, that
Yes.
actually is where you can use your current online tools that are available to you to research the company, research the role you actually want,
Yes.
and
Hmm.
approach those people individually. So
Correct.
you are actually helping, because HR professionals today are under a lot of stress. They are
Yes.
also multitasking between recruitment and
Hmm.
other jobs.
Hmm.
So
Hmm.
imagine how simple the job would be that before they even post it, the
They
resume,
already
appropriate
find
resume
somebody.
lands on their desk.
Exactly. Yeah.
So you are cutting through competition that way. So, and that is why I like to call it the hidden job market, because there are many jobs which sometimes don't even get posted.
Absolutely.
You may just
Absolutely.
create that opportunity for yourself if you have researched, identified what their need is, and use those targeted keywords to
Hmm.
approach them.
Great.
Is
I'm
how.
sure we'll need a separate session altogether to figure out from you as to how to tap the 75% of the job market, which is not visible to applicants per se. But yeah, saying that, interestingly, since we are speaking of channels, you know, I just wanted to understand from you, what's the best way of networking? You know, this is because we've seen a lot of apprehension for people to be on, say, professional networks like, say, LinkedIn. How should they be approaching people? So what, as per you, are the most effective ways of connecting and networking with people these days?
So, networking, I know it's philosophical, but I think networking is like gardening or like nurturing a plant,
Uh-huh.
because you sow the seeds at a particular time in your life, but you
Mm-hmm.
reap the benefits sometimes much, much later.
Later. Yeah,
But
very true.
but then, having said that, because we are at home and most of us are homebound right now,
Hmm.
it's a great time to be sowing those seeds and connecting with people.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So I was speaking to a mentor of mine who's a senior
Mm-hmm.
executive in LinkedIn, and
Mm-hmm.
she actually gave me this mantra that you should have a board of directors, Snehal, for your professional life. And I'm like, what do you mean?
Right.
Like everybody needs to have a certain set of 8, 10, or 15 odd people
Hmm.
in your life. As your life progresses, you could be starting with your parents, your father and mother, and slowly teachers, maybe
Mm-hmm.
your college faculty, and then every organization that you work with, your bosses, colleagues, and so on,
Hmm.
who genuinely know you inside out, what kind of a
Hmm.
person and professional you are, and have your good interests or best interests rather in mind. Because and the important thing here in terms of networking is you need to keep touching base with them in the different phases of
Intermittently.
life.
Yeah. Yeah.
So don't just call them up when you need help. You call them up probably out of the blue to wish them on their birthday, or wish a happy new year or a happy Diwali sometime, and
Right.
so on.
Hmm.
Keep them up and tell them what you are currently doing in your life, so that they can, if they come across a great opportunity, they can actually kind of refer you, because recommendations are somehow the best
Yeah.
ways nowadays
And
to get
somewhere
a
you need
job.
to stay at the top of their minds.
I had this gentleman who was desperately, he had been like Big Basket, for example, is an organization which is
Correct. Huh?
majorly recruiting during these
Hmm.
times. So he had applied through multiple online portals,
Mm-hmm.
but he never got an interview call. And then luckily our neighbor had a connect in Big Basket. So she
Mm-hmm.
actually, get him to speak to someone in HR, and within a day he had an interview, and by evening he had an offer
Oh,
letter in
wow.
his hand.
Fantastic.
So recommendation are,
Uh,
and that was all about networking, because he
yes.
bothered to call me, even though I am
Hmm.
not a recruiter, because he bothered to call me out of the blue, ma'am, this is what is happening in my life right now. And I'm like, okay, now let me check now, because I had been networking with my neighbor and talking about
Yeah, you had some
so,
people in your
so this it's
networks.
networking is going to
Uh,
help you like word of mouth, get recommendations, etc. Now online, LinkedIn, I mean, there are multiple social media platforms
hmm.
also. So uh, like for example, I'm seeing a lot of artists and connecting through Instagram these days for
True. Very
opportunities.
true.
Or
Yeah.
I mean, I in fact learned of a new tool like YouTubers nowadays, I believe, are connecting with each other through this app called Discord. uh,
Oh,
they
really?
actually testing opportunities for themselves. I'm learning through all these youngsters,
Uh-huh.
they're doing all these wonderful things. But yes, typically professionals are connecting through LinkedIn,
Interesting.
but has to be a targeted approach. So you need to write in when you can't just send a connection request.
Hmm.
I would like to the typical one.
It
You need
has to
to
be like
spell.
personalized.
You need
Yeah.
advice. You need information. You need to spell out who you are, what are you
Hmm.
doing currently, what you aspire to do, and what is the reason you would like to connect with that
Connect
person.
with the person. That's right.
So you won't feel apprehensive. That person should not feel apprehensive about accepting a request from a stranger out of the blue, right?
Correct.
So
Very
you
true.
have to
Yeah.
context and a specific requirement.
And that's when
Seeking
I
an
think the chances of you networking with the relevant people goes up much higher. Great.
So it's not a popularity contest, Sheetal, where, you know, just because I have 10,000 people in my network, I'm going to be a great resource. It is actually about being specific and connecting with somebody who will genuinely be a great person or an expert to advise you and guide you.
Yes,
So
very true. Yeah, I think
that,
networking is an art by itself. You know, it's not something which just randomly happens. You have to be very, very careful in terms of who you're connecting up with. And I think every time that you network with someone, you need to ask yourself, why is it that I'm connecting up with this person? How is it that I would be able to help this person, and how is this person going to be of use to me in the future? I mean, prospectively at any point in time. Great. You know, I think one key question which comes to my mind at this point in time is that the ways of interviewing have changed. Now you no longer have the personal, in-person, face-to-face interviews happening, and you know, mostly the final rounds of discussions, or most of the rounds of discussions, are happening over video calls. Okay. So given that, what should one be expecting in a video interview, and how would you suggest people prepare for a video interview?
so yes, you're absolutely right. I mean, the privilege of face-to-face interviews have complete, and so video interviews have become the
Norm
interview
of the
process
day.
right
Yes.
now. And so all the rules which actually applied to face-to-face interviews will now apply to video interviews in a big way. So I like to call it the PPP mantra, you know, prepare, practice, and perform.
Okay.
So you have to. So in case of video interview, preparation would be in terms of setting up the system. So you need to actually provide a space for that interview to happen. So a good tip here is like what we are doing nowadays. We definitely know, you know, most of interactions, there are a lot of these web interactions happening. So we have kind of devoted a place in our house, which is whoever has to take a video call will go and sit there. There is proper internet connectivity. There
Got
is
that.
a neutral background and enough lighting and so on, and will be a quiet corner as well. So that is one important aspect. Yes, even though it's a video interview, you must dress for success. So you may be sitting in the comfort zone of your home, but that doesn't mean you get totally comfortable in your pajamas either. So you must dress up, and yeah, the eye for detail I was talking about. I mean, you must dress head to toe really well. I mean, you can't actually be like in your shorts below the business suit that you're wearing on top either. So yeah, I mean, but also I think if you dress up for the interview, automatically the confidence in
Goes
your
up.
behavior
Yes.
or in your body language will also come
Correct.
through.
Very true.
The advantage of video interview, in fact, is that because you're in the comfort zone of your home, you can actually, like, apart from the copy of your resume or maybe placing a glass of water and so on, you can actually like have a cue sheet or a cheat sheet with all the necessary details placed next to you as well, which you cannot actually do in a
face-to-face interview. Very true. Yeah.
Because the unfortunate part here is when you go for your face-to-face interviews, you know, you get a chance to make an impression even during the whole process, like when you're waiting in the lounge or, you know, walking around in the office, etc. You're interacting with others and you're getting an opportunity to build an impression about yourself.
Very
So
true.
but
Yeah.
here even the 4/20 rule of first impressions is reduced to 3/20. So it's like only your first 20 seconds, your first 20 inches of your body, your first 20 words that you speak are actually going to make that first impression. So you must take care that you know,
present it all well. Yeah. And I think in so many ways, this is like a step ahead of what a regular interview. I mean, I would rather say that a video interview is a lot more, would need a lot more preparation than perhaps a personal interview, because in a personal interview, you just need to land up at at the office. And then after that, it's basically about you meeting up with the interviewing panel. Whereas in a video interview, typically there's a lot more that happens. Like, you'll need to make sure that your place is prepared, the internet is working fine. You've logged in at least like 10 minutes in advance so that you're not like running into technical challenges per se. So yeah, great. I think fantastic tips. I'm sure. Sorry.
Though it is more forgiving nowadays. I mean, I'm even seeing on television shows that people, they have like these news anchors, their children suddenly running in front of the screen. My cousin actually, a cat actually hopped onto one of her conference calls and was licking the screen very cutely. So people have become more forgiving, but yes, at the same time, you must actually at least provide a professional environment from your end as far
Absolutely. Yeah, it's as much of, to whatever extent that you can. Great. So I think never before has been a time when people have had so much time in hand. Okay. How do you think can people productively utilize this time, in a way which enhances them as individuals, as well as helps them with their career aspirations as well?
So all I can say, since we have this time with us, nature has given us an opportunity to learn some more. So, like, I'm a military brat, and like a typical army dad, my dad gave me a 2-word mantra: so what? So I don't mean by so what, like I don't care, so what?
Yeah.
But in any challenging situation, ask yourself, so what can I do now? How do I take this forward? So it's a great time to actually step back, introspect. What are the skills, knowledge, and talents that you have?
Yeah.
What are you extremely passionate about? What do you really enjoy doing with your time? And then you pinpoint what career do you want to shortlist for yourself. How do you want to take your career, in which direction? Accordingly, start reaching out to experts, maybe upskilling if there are some gaps that you may have identified for that role, and so on. So I was hearing about this young boy who applied as an intern in a financial company. A friend of mine owns. So he was telling me that this gentleman had a couple of years of experience with a good financial company, and he lost his job during COVID.
Okay.
So they asked him, but then we are offering an intern role at a much lower salary, and you have such other better offers coming from other organizations. But he said, sir, I have decided a career goal for myself. 10 years, I know exactly what I want to be 10 years from now. And the other companies, they may be giving me better offers, but they are digressing me from my path.
From the goal. Yeah.
So you may think I'm joining you just as an intern, but I am looking at it as an opportunity to learn and grow in the same direction of my career path.
Fantastic.
So these times when you're at home, you're getting these opportunities to figure this out for yourself, research, learn, do a few online courses, and so on. And last but not the least, it's very important to spend definitely some time of the day exercising, staying fit, and bonding with your loved ones, because this anxiety is not just in your life, it's everybody is facing it in your family and friend circle. So spend time with them, keep a lot of positivity around in your environment.
Yeah, I know. Talking of positivity, I mean, you hear so much about people going into depression, feeling upset about things not really going the way they had planned. And so much of it that at times it becomes very, very overwhelming, especially for the younger generation. How do you, why do you think it is important for them to stay calm in a situation like this?
Well, why is it important to stay calm? Actually, Sheetal, one of my friends who's an NLP practitioner, she gave me a very different perspective on this.
Okay.
So she said, if you really look into history, the most profound ideas come to you when your mind is actually at rest. When you are calm, a lot of these aha moments may come to you. So you imagine like Archimedes soaking and relaxing in his bathtub, and suddenly had the eureka moment of the theory of buoyancy came out of it. And Newton sitting under a tree watching the apple
falls. Yeah, true. Very true.
In fact, Newton is a great example because he actually was sent home and did experience a lockdown such as ours during the plague in London.
Oh, really?
He was sent home from university, and during that time when he was at home, just like so many of these young students are now, he actually came up with all these theories of mathematical theories that we study now
Oh,
nowadays.
fantastic. So
And
we're going to have
people,
a couple of, new inventions happening through this time, hopefully.
you never know. You never know. A lot of new talents coming up. I mean, people
Yes,
starting YouTube channels or new blogs, and so
absolutely.
many new things coming up. I mean, in fact, and staying calm. I mean, we know our own captain, MS Dhoni, was called
Mm.
Captain Cool, and when he got us the World Cup, right? So staying calm is going to be key, because only then you can think clearly and take it forward.
Yes,
And when
absolutely.
you and of course there are ways of venting out. I mean, there is this young girl who was probably facing the worst lockdown of her time, which was
Mm-hmm.
called the Holocaust. We all know her as Anne
I'm
Frank,
Frank. Yeah.
and she actually vented out her anxiety of that
Mm.
and her experiences of being in that locked up situation indoors into her diary. And
True.
even though she's no more with us, but her diary still sells
Stays
millions
on.
of
Yeah,
copies. It's like a
absolutely.
Bible for young girls. So there are many things which we can do, as long as we stay calm and think objectively
Clearly.
about what.
Yeah.
So it's very important to just stay calm, ask yourself, so what, and keep taking bold steps towards your career
Yes,
and
absolutely. Great. I'm so glad we had this conversation, Snehal. I'm sure, the ones who are actually spending time listening to it would definitely go back inspired and not so morose about how the situation is around us, because this is not here to stay for sure. So, thank you so much for being with us. And for anybody who would want to reach out to you, I'll make sure that we put, your contact details in the show notes in case somebody wants to kind of reach out to you for a question or a clarification. But yeah, I so appreciate the time that you spent with me today.
thank
Thank
you.
you.
I always enjoy catching up with you.
Great. Thank you. Bye bye.
Take care and stay home and stay safe, please.
Yes. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Bye.
Bye
Bye.
bye.